Hello, everyone. Welcome back to Miami and to the Nightlife. Our Vampire the Masquerade chronicle set in hot Miami. You might notice a new face among our kindred this evening. We'll get to know him in just a moment, but a few reminders before we go around and let everyone quickly introduce themselves. The World of Darkness is named that for a reason. There may be some uncomfy things that happen in this stream. We encourage you to step away should you find yourself feeling very uncomfortable with anything that's happening. We as a group have just reestablished our safety lines and perimeters, and we have a system in place should something come up for our cast here. Safety is always going to be key when you're dealing with the World of Darkness. Yeah, that's all I got. I'm going to keep it short and sweet today. Jen, really quickly, who are you and who are you playing this evening?
Hey, I am Jen Kretschmer. You can find me on Twitter as @DreamWisp. I stream on Twitch as DreamWispJen. And tonight I'm playing Giselle de la Scala, your friendly, not so friendly, neighborhood La Sombra.
She's friendly if you can do something for her. If you have a purpose. Next, what about you, Gabe?
Hi, I'm Gabe Hicks. I'm playing Louvier Bataille, and my purpose is to kiss everything or kill it. Either way, but starts with a K. Oh my God, that rhymes.
You have a KI and then an LL or an SS, and you just
hold up a sign
just
for
on
which
each
one.
On each knuckle.
Yeah.
Just...
Oh, I love that. I want that tattoo now.
Because then I like this or this.
Mm-hmm.
Oh. Yeah, that's all I got.
Nora, how about you?
Hello, everyone. I'm Nora Ibrahim. You could find me everywhere at Norological. And tonight I play Carmina Magnus, hotel end boss of the Magnus Hotel and Aventru.
Wonderful. Justice, why don't you tell us who you are and who you're playing, but maybe don't give away more than that for right now.
All right. Hi, everybody. My name is Justice. You can find me on the socials as Stash Mando. And I'm playing Barry Sark. Just a regular old dude.
Just a guy.
Just a dude.
Just a dude.
Regular human man.
Yeah.
Yes.
Human.
I'm a
regular human man.
Hello, fellow humans.
Wonderful. And I'm your storyteller, Diana D'Amico. Let's dive right in. So last episode, our coterie made their way to the Miami Ballet for an Elysium event of mixed outcomes. Though they were commended for removing Maceo from the Miami landscape, leaving 3 powerful Primogen leading Miami as a council, it's clear that they've been noticed. Toreador Primogen Angelica took an instant shine to Louvier, showcasing publicly that roses bloom more beautifully together. Lucian, through a threat on her father's life, unknowingly forced Carmina to murder Reina's daughter before her very eyes.
Whoops.
Sending our Tremere fortune teller into despair and the conveniently waiting arms of the mysterious Russian woman who promised violent revenge and a mission that Karna would be proud of. Angelica and Lucian seem to have goals of using the coterie to their advantage, perhaps to remove the other. But our Glampires are far too ambitious to let themselves play second fiddle to the archaic monsters who had their shot to run Miami and squandered it. Maybe it's time for a change in leadership. After all, Giselle certainly has the mayor's endorsement after the Elysium event. Some information gathering leading to a connection that no doubt will pay off in good time. We left off with a new kindred being assigned to oversee Camarilla interests and La Palabra. Barry, please describe yourself as you step out onto the mezzanine beside the couch where Lucian is seated, facing the 3 vampires before you.
As Barry steps out of the shadows, you see a hideous monster of an individual. His skin seems to be falling off in different places. He's got oozing sores on his face and other exposed areas of his hand while the skin continues to slough off of those areas. As he steps out, he actually spits a tooth out onto the floor as it seems to just fall from his gums. He has a very flat face with a wide nose feature about the size of the palm of your hand, and lank, thinning hair that just sort of falls across his face.
Lucian kind of turns to you momentarily and says, I wish that you wouldn't do that here. It's disgusting.
You didn't leave me much of a choice, did you?
We all make do with what we're given, Barry. Remember that. Everyone, I'd like you to meet Barry. He's going to be the new property manager at La Palabra. He'll be helping you all with everything that you need, considering Isadora and now Aleja's unfortunate disappearance from the premises.
Charmed, I'm sure.
Hello.
Well, don't be shy. Introduce yourself, Carmina.
Oh, do I need an introduction? Hi, I'm Carmina. I run the hotel that's next door to where you will be overseeing business.
Pleasure to make your acquaintance. I'd shake, but I'm afraid I'd leave residue.
You don't scare me.
Louvier.
I don't think that was about scaring. I think he was just saying his hands are nasty. Hi, I'm Louvier Batel. I will not shake your hand, but I will give you a firm head nod.
Everything about this, Louvi, this interaction, this hideous beast before you, you can feel the vitae coursing through you and a familiar constricting of your veins, a tightness, a discomfort, an anxiety every time you glance in Barry's direction.
All right, well, that's enough.
Barry, the strong silent type on the end, that's Giselle. She's the one you should be afraid of.
Hello. I apologize if I'm afraid of all of you.
Don't apologize, just do better.
Did you bring a resume? What makes you so qualified?
Because I say he is.
Because he doesn't have to go outside.
And Barry's going to be doing customer service.
It's people friendly. I love this.
We've lost a few valued members of our team recently, and Barry has a gift for keeping an eye on things that others can't see. Where did I cut out?
Barry, are you
We
good
heard
at your
what you
job?
said.
Very good at keeping an eye on things. I wouldn't say that I'm too good with customers, however. I'm much better behind the scenes.
We can get you a fancy little hat, little, one of those masquerade masks if you are uncomfortable.
Sure.
You say
And I'll
you're good
try not
behind
to
the
leave
scenes.
bits of myself in the drinks.
Do you comment on every statement about how you're falling apart? That's going to get old fast. Stop apologizing.
Yeah, are you new? How long has this been?
Yeah, I'm new.
Oh,
We needed some fresh eyes.
So what do you do well? You said behind the scenes.
Yes. All right. In my former life, I had a talent for cameras, surveillance.
Visibly recoils a little bit.
I can see
The club
how
has
he's
a no
filling in the gap here.
photography policy, just so you know. And that's not changing anytime soon.
Well, don't worry. I've adapted to my new lifestyle. And
He
he's going to
doesn't
hold.
need cameras anymore.
Oh,
I'm going to hold out my arm, and a variety of insects are going to crawl out of my sleeve around my hand. A big cockroach is going to flutter across the promenade there before returning to my hand and crawling back up my sleeve.
Charming. This will make inspections. Piece of
You're
cake.
gross.
I'm sorry. What does this do with the cameras?
I have other ways of observation now.
Are those like your drones?
I don't like the comparison. Let's just say it's a little too soon.
You're not
That
a
is
pervert, right?
useful.
Carmina, why don't you go ahead and roll me? Roll me insight and wits.
Okay. As Carmina is very much thinking, how could she employ him to serve her needs at the hotel? Because this is nice. 4 successes.
With 4 successes, you note that with the comment about drones, there is a slight twitch in Barry's posture. It's like a flinch, as if he were being physically hit. Very small, almost imperceptible, but you notice specifically when the topic of drones comes up.
Did I hit a nerve, Barry?
Let's just say I'm not what I once was. And he'll glare at Lucian.
Oh, so you're still in the emo phase. Delightful.
You're one to talk. What are you wearing tonight?
A dress?
This is the ballet. There was a dress code.
Yeah,
Anyway.
and she's wearing a dress.
Carmina, we just had a discussion about you not being so obstinate. You and I work together. We should continue to work together as a team.
It's not my
know,
fault you
so
don't have fashion sense.
If we're working as a team, we need to stick together. I'm not doing trust falls, but I can go ahead and compliment somebody else's outfit.
It's about this time that Geronimo, heavy footfalls come up the stairs behind you as he's gasping for breath. And he comes back and sort of hands on his knees, looks up at you all and directs a glance toward Lucian and says, "Boss, I have no idea where the fortune teller." Did I cut out?
Yeah, you can
I'm
tell
sorry,
where what? No.
Where the fortune teller.
I can't tell where the fortune teller went. She's not here anymore. She's gone.
Oh, where'd Raina go?
I thought she was going to look for you.
Well, I mean, I texted everybody to meet up here.
Isn't it
Oh.
that her phone can't text?
Well, we probably should get rid of her daughter's body.
What?
If she's going.
Oh,
Yeah. Oh, you didn't think just any old nurse was here taking care of your father, did you?
You asshole. You set me up.
I don't think that's what I'd call it. I simply asked you to do something and you did it.
No, that's
Well-
been a very common theme here. None of you really like each other. You're just like, oh.
Carmina has always let her emotions get in the way of thinking logically and asking the right questions. Otherwise, she'd probably have a whole hotel chain by now instead of just the one location. But alas, it looks like that problem has solved itself.
Has it now?
Well, Barry, you can certainly keep an eye out and figure out what Rain is doing. After all, she has that whole setup at that bar of yours. I'm sure that you'll be able to track her down, no problem.
My friends would be most useful in this endeavor.
See, look, you're bonding already. You all should go. Can't enjoy my drink while I'm looking at Barry.
Yeah, I'm going to go. And Carmina just stand up and leaves the room. Doesn't wait.
Does anyone want to do anything else?
You're muted, Gabe.
No, I'm going to go with Carmina. I was speaking under my breath. Everyone here sucks.
All right. As you start to descend the stairs, what had at first sort of appeared to be this very glamorous event, and there was a lot of socializing going on. Now, if you pay attention to the crowd, there's a tension that wasn't there before, a discomfort. And you catch a few glances, some between Angelica up to the mezzanine where you all just were. And of course, the other guests are looking at each other. Yeah. The gentleman dressed like the magician is eyeing you all with some intensity. Giselle, the mayor, gives you a polite nod as you descend the stairs.
I nod back.
Carmina, you had a tactical team come and retrieve your father. Where were you having him taken?
I was going to have him taken to a safe house before, because I don't know, now that they know where his location is, where his previous location was, I don't think that's a safe place to take him.
Mm-hmm. So what is your plan there?
Well, this was all a very last minute thing, and multiple things were happening at once. So Carmina doesn't actually have a full-on plan. I think that once brought back to the safe house, and then once she checked to make sure her hotel security was clear, that he'd be taken to a private room and have like a nurse brought in.
Okay. So the four of you descend the stairs. The van that has your father inside has already departed for that secured location, with men that you trust watching him, people under your employ. Barry, you're the last to.
Barry, what?
Barry, you're the last one to exit. I'm sorry, guys. My internet sucks tonight. Barry, you're the last one to kind of leave this area that Lucian has been holding court in. And maybe 3 steps behind you, Geronimo exits that area with the body of this nurse sort of just slung over his shoulder. And you catch all these tense moments, and everyone seems to kind of be looking at the body and looking back at you all. And you do hear some whispers start floating around on the floor. And Angelica throws you a very knowing glance, Louvier, as if to say, you know what you have to do. Do you all want to stay at the party any longer, or are you over this shit?
Over this shit.
Wonderful.
Yeah, over this shit.
I don't really have a choice. I'm going to follow the group.
Smart.
As you step outside the double glass doors and into the evening, you can feel the oncoming storm rolling in from out of sea. You hear the thunder in the distance. You can feel the humidity rising. And you know that dawn is still a few hours off. But most of the clubs are quiet now. Most of the people have gone to sleep. Except across the street at a bar called Faust. Now, as you descend the steps to the area where all the limousines and all the town cars pull up, all the valets bring through the cars, which no doubt Carmina has one or two summoned just to have there in case. These lights are bright across the street. And Giselle, you see a very familiar figure bent over one of the dark wooden tables with a rag, cleaning it up, seemingly alone in this space.
I'm going to walk home.
Well, alone? You sure? I mean,
No, I can't walk home by myself.
no, I didn't mean it that way. I meant like you got something somewhere, somebody. That's cool. It's been a long night.
It's
And
been
it's
a long night.
Do you have something that you want to do on your own? Otherwise,
I want to shake this off a bit.
Oh,
Yeah.
so we should not follow you.
Well,
I don't like that you didn't say anything. Now
I already messed up enough for one evening, so I am not going to argue with you.
This is probably the nicest thing you will ever hear me say, Carmina. The notion that you messed up is disregarding the fact that people take advantage of knowledge they have and you don't. So, something you did might be an accident, but you should not call it a mistake if they led you to do so.
Even so, Luby, she's never going to forgive me.
Just because someone doesn't forgive you doesn't mean you can't continue to do better anyways. If you only do better for forgiveness, you didn't really care. Ugh, this is gross.
Yeah, what is this? I don't like feeling feelings.
Oh, I love feeling feelings. I just don't.
Has Luby already forgiven himself for the impending nuptials that he broke up earlier today? And like,
to forgive yourself, you have to feel bad.
all right, fair. Sabrina and her whole bachelorette party are just write-offs at this point.
Yeah.
Okay, all right.
But you know what? I bet you I turned whoever was that spouse into an incredible musician or writer or storyteller. I made their career.
Or a feature on a Netflix documentary.
Exactly. See, all I'm doing is making dreams come true.
I'm horrified at how you're justifying this to yourself.
Oh, again, justifying seems like no. This
anyway,
is
it's clear that Luby doesn't feel bad about anything that's happened today. I am curious how Carmina feels right now.
Carmina feels the way anybody would feel if they knew they betrayed their best friend in the most horrific way.
Is she even the slightest bit relieved that her father is currently safe?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. She's definitely despite everything that happened, her dad is still her number one priority. But that doesn't mean that she's not remorseful for what happened.
If it happened again, if you had a do-over, you know, Lucian, you know it was him or her. Do you still save your dad?
Yeah.
Okay. And I like to think that that's the knowledge that you're kind of sitting with as you prepare to separate from Giselle and head back to La Palabra. I take it you call a town car? Escalade? Limo?
Yeah, I don't, at this point, Carmina doesn't care who from her valet staff comes to get her in what. She just wants to be picked up and going home.
Okay.
And if anybody else needs a place to stay, they're obviously welcome.
I might take you up on that.
Barry, do you have a place to stay?
Don't. I was told to follow you and keep an eye on you.
Well, if you still want to pretend like you're following us unwillingly, that's cool. You could tell them whatever you want, but you have a place to stay if you want.
That's the nicest thing anybody's done to me since I got this face.
Listen, you're not the first Nosferatu I've met, and I'm actually looking for a good friend of mine who's gone missing, so...
Louvier starts sweating.
Remind me, did you share what you found in Percival's hovel with the rest of the coterie?
I said he was missing.
Okay, that's fair. All right. Wonderful. A large black Escalade pulls up, and one of the staff that you know pretty well, Carmina, gets out and opens the door for you all and kind of looks shocked at Barry and holds out a hand for a second, and glances over his shoulder at you, Carmina, just to make sure that this is supposed to be happening.
I give a nod.
He invites you to join the others in the Escalade.
Before I get out, or before I get in, I would like to just do a motion with my hand, and a small, a giant horsefly flies out of my sleeve and just buzzes over above Giselle.
Charming.
I just have to make sure you're safe.
I don't need a nanny.
That's a horsefly.
Besides, we can't text you.
You can't go an hour without being able to text me.
This is disgusting, but we care about each other, apparently.
You don't have to say it out loud all the time.
Yeah, well, we're not good at subtext either. I've discovered that.
We're working on it.
Are we? Yeah.
Correction. You are not good at subtext.
You don't know what the cloud is.
You all cut out for me.
Oh my God. Has she seen emojis?
Of course I've seen emojis. What? Where do you think I've been?
Well, I mean, like, you need a screen to look at them.
The 80s?
Listen, for better or worse, we just had a shit of a night. And I hate to say this, but currently this present company are the only people I could trust at the moment. And
you aren't concerned that I'll tell every single word you say to Lucian?
Well, I'm sure
that
he already knows.
You looked at Lucian the way I look at sad people.
How do you look at sad people? Do you smile at sad people?
No.
You wince at sad. You grimace at sad people. What is?
Yes.
I'm bad at subtext. I'm bad at it.
Damn it.
We have to introduce you to Picasso's blue period.
What?
Nothing.
I thought they were red.
There's the pink period, there's the blue period, two different phases. Art history another time.
I don't understand biology. Fine, do whatever you want. Be safe, whatever.
Barry,
Just
I appreciate the sentiment. I don't need to be minded. I
Okay.
want to be alone.
if you end up dead, I swear to God. I'm gonna get in the car.
Also, I don't trust you. Just being honest.
I wouldn't if I were you.
Then we have an agreement.
Hmm.
And at least that's honest.
As three of you kindred pile into this car, Louvier was the first one to get in, which means he has music DJ rights. So what do you start bumping?
My girl wants to. Oh, over and over. Like, you know,
You have a playlist that's just that on repeat.
100%. Like, what a weird man Eddie Murphy is. And all that aside, the fact that this man had a music career and it was bopping, like,
That's a
Poppin' is a
generous,
strong word.
Yeah.
maybe y'all don't have taste and I accept you for who you are. But
Wasn't your character wearing a puka shell necklace and a beer straw cap last season?
and I still get the most veins in this group. All right. So, like,
All right.
Quality over
Good luck,
quantity,
Barry
my
and
friend.
Carmina.
Quality over quantity.
Yeah.
no,
That-
never been to a bachelorette party.
Barry and Carmina, that is what you have to look forward to the entire car ride home. Wonderful. Giselle.
Yes. I would like to start walking in the other direction, away from Faust and the group.
Okay.
Um,
Hey, Barry. Did you actually call back the horsefly?
No, of course not.
Great. Roll me wits and awareness, Giselle. Let's see if you notice it.
Six.
6 is enough. You hear buzzing above your head. And it kind of fades in and out. But it's very distinctly sticking with you.
So, no respect for boundaries.
Bzzz.
Fantastic. I am going to go ahead and I'm going to go ahead and slip into the shadows here
Okay.
with Cloak of Shadows.
Okay. Should, if I recall correctly. Man, this Vampire the Masquerade book is so thick with all these cool powers and all this neat information. It's so hard to find anything. All right, here
What
we
do
go.
you need?
I'm looking at
Okay.
Cloak of Shadows just to make sure. Perfect. Yeah. Thank you, Justice. The buzzing fades in and fades out, fades in again, and fades out. And you have to stand there for like 3 or 4 minutes, but this is a bug the mental capacity of a bug is not super big. And after that 3 minutes passes, you stop hearing the buzzing altogether.
Once that is gone, I'm going to go ahead and look around to see if it's anywhere nearby still. If there's anything nearby, any insects around me.
Roll me wits and awareness.
Clingy.
You're going to be looking for bugs acting suspiciously, which feels like a weird roll, I know, but
Looking for shady bugs. What can I
It's
say?
a weird game. We play a weird game. It seems
we
on
do.
par.
We fight seagulls here. We look for sus bugs.
What happened?
It's a 4.
And we did not win.
I don't know why you say we when you were the one who fought the seagulls. I love you, Louvier. You're perfect. Don't ever change.
4 successes.
Four
Do
successes.
Giselle's thing.
I mean, there's bugs. It's hot. It's humid. It's gross. There's mosquitoes aplenty, but they're sort of like kindred spirits. You don't really mind them so much. There aren't really bugs that are behaving oddly. You definitely don't hear a horsefly anymore.
Okay. Then I'm going to go ahead and sort of sticking to the shadows as much as I can, turn back and start heading toward Faust.
Okay.
When I get close, I would like to use shadow perspective to kind of peek in through the window and look and listen what's happening near Tasha.
Inside the building?
Mhm.
Okay. Faust it's got really big, like, dark academia vibes. It's a lot of plush velvet, a lot of really dark hardwoods in there. There's, it's got one of those mirrored bars in the back. And it's usually fairly quiet. But right now, from your perspective, Taja is the only one there. Wiping down tables. You see most of the tables already have like stools up on them, as if Taja is closing down for the evening.
And I don't see anyone else there. I'm going to observe for a moment. Arouse check as well. And good. Sorry, I should have done that before, but
No, you're fine.
I'm good regardless. Okay. So I will go ahead and walk up and walk into Faust.
The door has one of those like spring-loaded bell things on it. So when you open the door, the bell chimes and Taja kind of turns to look at you. And Taja is tall and slender. They have sort of a mid-range skin tone and beautiful big brown eyes and just one of those smiles that illuminates a space. You and Taja hit it off immediately when you met because they are the warmth that you were missing. And they turn and they look over their shoulder and recognize you immediately. And oh, Giselle, I haven't seen you in a while. How are you?
I'm well. How are you?
I'm great. Just closing up for the evening. I met a friend of yours a couple of nights ago.
I heard that. What happened there? How did that go?
Oh, well, Aleha came in and was just having a couple of drinks and she recognized me from, I don't know, maybe you talk about me or something over at that bar of yours. And she said that you were the one who told her to come here and to ask for me specifically. And we just ended up talking and we had a couple of drinks together. She's very nice.
Did she ask you any questions?
Like a couple. Are you guys in a fight? It kind of seemed like she hadn't talked to you recently.
Something like that. I definitely did not tell her to come here.
Oh, well, it's fine. I wasn't rude or anything. It was, like I said, she seems really nice. She sort of asked about, do I work here? Am I in school? Like, how often you come here? And, do I ever see you with people? But,
what did you tell her?
I told her the truth, that I'm here most evenings, but that you hadn't been around in a little while. And she asked me to give you something. Hold on, let me see if I can find it. And Tasha kind of throws the rag that they'd been using over their shoulder and winds back around the bar and sort of fiddles with a few things under the counter, giving you a moment to sort of think to yourself or ask a question or two if you should so desire.
Did she say where she's staying? Anything about what she's been doing? I'm just a little worried, she's had some personal problems in the past, and I'm a little worried.
She didn't say much about, where she was staying or anything like that, but she seemed okay. She had a couple of friends that dropped by, to pick her up at the end of the evening.
What did they look like?
Oh gosh, there was this woman who wore a lot of leather for Miami. It was really weird, and she had big poofy brown hair, really thick accent. Must have been Slavic of some kind, maybe Russian. I don't know. I didn't get introduced. But here, she left this for you. It doesn't mean anything to me, but she said it was part of a game you guys were playing, and I don't know.
What is it?
Tasha hands you a napkin. It's been folded over in half. And as you unfold it, you see in Aleja's handwriting a phrase that reads, "You're either with us or against us." And beneath that, roll me intelligence and streetwise.
Three.
Beneath the writing is a drawing that kind of looks like a blueprint or a map of some kind if you look at it really closely. It's not very detailed. There's not like an address or anything like that. It's a typical napkin drawing. It's got a section that sort of looks like a hallway with all these little rooms attached to it. And one of them has a room with a P and sort of this like bent V shape in it. Tasha says, I don't really understand it. I don't know what it means, but she seemed to think that it was something that you would need for your next play. That was what she said. I don't know. There are portions of the night that I can't really remember very clearly. Must have had a couple too many shots while I was on shift, but.
Tasha, do you have somewhere safe to go?
What do you mean?
A friend out of town. A trip you've always wanted to take.
Why would I need to leave town?
It's just Ballet has fallen in with some, like I said, she has some issues. And that sometimes means she hangs around some dangerous people.
Oh, well, I mean, I've been working here for years, Giselle. I can handle myself. I have a taser in my bag. Like,
I know. But you know what? Here, let me just and I think Giselle reaches into her handbag and takes out cash, like a substantial amount of cash. Just, you've always been a really good friend, and nobody makes drinks like you. Consider this a tip for the past and the future.
Giselle, I can't just leave. Like,
you can, and I'm going to go ahead and use Mesmerized and Submerged Directive to encourage her to go to a safe place far away and not tell me where it is.
Wonderful. Do you have to roll for Submerged Directive, or does it just kind of happen?
Submerged Directive happens with Mesmerize.
Yeah. Command to remain dormant until a specific stimulus. Okay. So I need to know what the stimulus that you're implanting in that Submerged Directive is, and then what the directive itself is.
The end of the shift.
Okay.
And the directive is to go get the heck out of town and go to that safe place, not telling me where it is, and stay there for a couple of weeks.
As you give this command, Taja had looked very confused this whole time, just sort of in disbelief, mainly because this was probably the most personal conversation the two of you have ever had. I mean, you talked a lot about ballet, you talked a lot about the arts in general, but never anything like this, never anything about you.
I'm going to cloud memory after the fact, but for the moment, this is happening.
As soon as you start to use your Submerged Directive, as soon as you mesmerize Taja, her face slackens and her posture becomes a little more casual. And she just sort of focuses on your lips as you're saying those words. Knowing that you're going to use cloud memory, and knowing that this may be the last time you see Taja. Is there anything else that you'd like to say to them?
I want them to make me, I want to ask for a drink. I want that slow gin fizz.
Sure. Yeah. Last call, so I'll do it for you. And as you've seen so many times before, Taja rounds the bar, and with expert accuracy and precision, and just a little bit of that sort of like flourishy drink making technique that doesn't really serve a purpose, but it does get you tips. Taja makes the perfect gin fizz and slides it across the counter to you.
And I'm going to look at it Pick it up. Smell it. Smile. Put it on the counter. You know, you really do make the best drinks.
Thanks.
Thank you.
Aren't you gonna drink it?
At some point.
Okay. I'm just gonna keep cleaning up if you need anything.
I'm fine.
She pulls the rag. They pull the rag off their shoulder and start wiping down the bar in front of them, and just kind of generally tidying things up back there as if nothing's amiss.
And I sit there and I look at that perfect drink. I pick it up and I close my eyes and I smell it. Someday. It was good to see you, Taja. Take care of yourself. Okay?
Yeah. You too.
Thanks. And I will leave. I'm not going to go leave. I'm going to wait until I make sure that Taja reaches the end of their shift.
Okay. But you do cloud memory on the way out.
Mm-hmm. I want to make sure that, the once that the submerge directive is in there, I'm covered. So yeah, I'll go back and hide in the shadows just to make sure that they get to the end of the shift.
And you watch Taja as they finish wiping down all of the other tables, and the last thing that they do before shutting down the lights one by one is they take the gin fizz that they made for you. They kind of pick it up and look at it with a sort of a curious expression and clean up the glass, round the counter, lock the front door behind them, and like they've done 1,000 nights before, they turn to start walking back towards their apartment. Except this time, about 3 paces. They stop for a moment and turn and start walking with some urgency in the opposite direction towards the train station.
I will follow them to make sure they get there okay.
Okay. I think that's where we'll hop back to our other trio. The 3 of you were in varied states of disassociation, bumping music on the way back to La Palabra. Barry, you knew that this was something that was going to be assigned to you. Lucian had told you that you were going to have to come here. Is there anything that you would have looked into about the place ahead of time? Is there any information that you would have tried to gather about this place and the people who work here?
Of course, I always do my homework. I would know at least the primary entrances and exits, as well as the latest update for the security software at all the doors and any cameras that are inside the hotel, especially the lobby. I know the reputation for La Palabra and the fact that there may or may not be surveillance devices in there already.
Roll me, let's say let's say wits and technology.
Have we done a technology roll yet?
We haven't. You guys are all kind of Luddites.
Hey, I've worked with technology.
I got a dot in technology.
It just usually shakes fast.
What?
Never mind. Nothing. Keep
Gabriel.
going.
Oh my God, Gabe. The vampire vibrator. You heard it here, folks.
You know what's like? Watch this.
Patent pending. TM.
What'd you get, Barry?
6.
6 successes. All right. Let me just do a quick storyteller roll here. Okay, yeah. La Palabra has an archaic, shitty, like early 1990s security system that's set up only for the entrances to the building and only on the outside of the building. There are no cameras inside. You also know that there's security at the Magnus Hotel, but it's too high tech for you. And knowing that Carmina and Lucian have worked together in the past, you imagine that that's probably something that Carmina would be smart enough to put a lot of effort into. The safety, security, and privacy of that hotel.
Ms. Carmina, I would like to commend you on your diligence in keeping your guests safe at your hotel.
Oh, you do know that as a hotel that caters to our kind, it has to have the utmost top security.
Certainly. I couldn't find any flaws.
Good. And as like this, Barry is saying this as Carmina is looking up from her phone, because Carmina is like, well, there's going to be a Nos in our party for a while, and it's going to be walking around our hotel. So there is a vertical light that can double as a marquee outside of the hotel. And she like instructs one of her staff members to put up, coming soon, What We Do in the Shadows, the burlesque show.
Spectacular.
So that
I would like to attend that.
Anyone walking around and seeing people who may not, they'll think it's special effects makeup and it's part of the show. And she's like, oh shit, that's another thing I have to pay for now, but we'll deal with that later. Oh yes, our security is absolutely top notch. And I always make sure that that is our top priority, that everybody's privacy is taken care of.
Like I said, no cracks in the armor.
Yeah. By the way, if anybody asks, you are part of the What We Do in the Shadows burlesque show that's going to be doing rehearsals in the hotel.
What?
I mean, come on, you're going to be drawing attention to yourself, and I don't have time to cloud memory on everybody, so this is what we're going with right now, unless I really have to deal with it.
I mean,
did you think you could just walk around a nightclub and a hotel, a luxury hotel, just walking around? Listen, no offense I know exactly, I don't know exactly what it feels like, but I know your predicament and it's going to draw attention. And that's the one thing we can't do. So that's going to be the story that you're going to have to go with.
I appreciate your attention to detail, but don't worry. If I don't want to be seen, I can't be seen.
Perfect. Listen, I'll let you handle that part, but just in case anything does slip through cracks, we need a little plan.
And as you kind of pull up to the curb in front of La Palabra, Luby, we'll say you're the person to notice this because you don't care about this conversation about security.
No.
Or whatever Cirque du Soleil show. Yeah, exactly. You notice that The front door of La Palabra is slightly ajar.
And it's daytime. Right?
Close. Dawn is in like 2 hours.
Oh, yeah. Is it... This is a weird question.
Can't wait.
Is it more shut or is it more open?
It's more shut.
Huh.
But you also know that part of the security system at La Palabra included the wards that Reyna meticulously placed all over to make sure that Kindred couldn't enter unannounced, that she would know who was coming and going. So this strikes you as very strange.
Is it possible that she could have gotten rid of the wards? That would have taken time, right?
I mean, you don't really know. Her whole blood magic thing is way over your head.
Oh, sorry.
I mean, that too.
Separate.
That too. Yeah, I mean, ¿por qué no los dos?
That's true. It looks like we might have potentially uninvited guests inside of La Palabra. So...
Wait, what do you mean?
Oh, the door is partially open.
Of course it is.
It's too big to be around. Maybe it's people. Maybe it's people inside of the building. I'm trying something new. Is it working?
What on earth has gotten into you?
I'm not smart.
Back to the security system. There's a door open. Is the security system? Don't we get an alert?
Oh,
and then she's like trying to like on her phone, trying to see like if there's anything that the hotel notices from.
They probably broke your security system, or what's that thing that they do on CSI? Repeat the feed or whatever, and then.
Look,
Carmina.
you are not smart.
See?
That's kind of mean. We don't have to dig.
Do you like me?
No, I hate you.
Oh. That works.
Carmina. Trevor, faithful front desk boy Trevor. You sent an inquiry to your entire staff, I would assume, whoever was on duty.
Yeah.
Let's see. Okay.
Security breach.
Yeah. Trevor messages you back immediately and just says, everything seemed normal here.
Send security next door.
If I may, I might have a faster solution.
Walking inside.
Oh, no, he has those. Are you going to do the thing? I'm not going to say the D word.
Like
dicks?
What?
No.
Oh, well. Yeah.
Or are you going to go in?
No, I'll stay right here.
Barry, this feels a little weird to you. You've never seen someone so excited about the gross things you can do before.
Yeah, this is a little weird. Just don't freak out. All right, when my...
Do your thing. Oh my God. Go ahead. Go.
So I am going to activate this cool thing. Where does it go? Subsume the spirit. And I would like to right into a big gross cockroach that's got wings on its back.
For the storyteller's edification, because we just talked about this.
Yeah.
Your body goes into torpor when you jump into the cockroach, correct?
Correct.
Great. Love that for you. Tell me what this looks like to everyone around you.
So Barry's going to, while looking at Carmina suspiciously as to why she thinks this is so cool, he's going to hold his hand up and a big ass cockroach is going to crawl out onto his hand. And then he's going to like just fall back into the seat, motionless. And the cockroach will like bzz, bzz, twitch a few times. I do need to make a roll for this.
Louvier, the cockroach buzzes, sort of right in your face.
Oh, hell no. Hell no. Hell no. What is that?
Carmina just kind of tucks her feet underneath her and is like resisting the urge to touch it.
This is what you like?
No, I can't do that. Can you do that?
No. God, no.
Can you still hear us?
I go inside people, not bugs.
Can you still hear us? Oh my God, you can still hear us.
Bugs can hear, Carmina. That's not impressive.
He buzzed back. That's impressive.
Hey, what if that's not him? What if he's just experiencing rigor mortis?
We just saw it.
We saw him stop moving and a bug start moving. That happens every day.
Does it?
Yes, people die, bugs move. I really don't understand.
This size?
We're in Florida.
This cockroach is
That's
like
fair.
6 inches long. Like
We're in Miami. It's, you know what, came from overseas.
And Carmina hasn't expressed this yet, but this is very much like, how can I capitalize on this? How can I make this work for my benefits? This is amazing.
You could have a real flea circus.
No.
All right, Barry. Cockroach Barry.
Cockroach Berry is going to hop off of. I don't know what seat I'm in, so I don't know if this cockroach is going to have to go across anybody.
I'm just going to lower the window.
It makes that really gross noise that cockroaches make when they fly, like that, and go out the window. And they can't fly very far, so then it falls on the ground and then does another hop up on the curb and like a.
Gabe, make me a willpower roll.
Yeah.
And Carmina's just saying to Gabe, like, don't be buggist. If you could do that as a butterfly, you probably wouldn't be saying those things.
God, I hate everything.
Gabe thinks bugs are interesting. Louvier thinks bugs are a plague upon humanity. You said a willpower roll?
Mm-hmm.
Great. Awesome. Can't even type right. 2 successes.
When the cockroach wings start doing the weird like flutter thing that doesn't sound like any other bug, you haven't had this sensation since you were alive, so it's been a while. But you get sort of that like heebie-jeebie feeling, like something is crawling on you.
You wanted a burlesque show.
Carmina, Luvi just starts
Stripping. Oh, Gabe's not, but he's
dressing like frantically next to you.
Oh, I didn't know that this was the music you did this to. Hold on, let me get my bills. What are you?
How much?
Just is Luvi now visible? Is he distracted from the bugs and now thinking about?
Yeah, he's naked and you have offered him money to dance.
I didn't think that was going to work, but okay. I listen, I'm not a liar. So she actually does take out her purse and just starts making it rain inside this vehicle. Whatever it takes to calm you down.
In what Vampire the Masquerade game have you ever seen a bug man while there is simultaneously a nude lap dance happening inside of a limo?
I pictured it as like an Escalade, like a big room.
Yeah, like, yeah.
That's better. Yeah. Nothing like the nightlife.
Barry, I need you to roll me wits and awareness. Do your stats change as a bug, or are you just you as a bug? I think you're just you as a bug.
I think I'm just me as a bug.
Roll me wits and awareness. We're going to see what exactly you notice from the sidewalk happening right now.
You can't take us anywhere.
Nope. I love it. I love it here. This is great. Future rulers of Miami, ladies and gentlemen. You, as soon as you sort of fly through the gap, I can't. As soon as you sort of fly through the gap in the window, you hear Carmina go like, and like she's making all kinds of excited noises, like she's just loving this. And then you hear the rustling of fabric and just kind of like the tossing of things around inside of the van. And that's about the time that you sort of land on the sidewalk and start scuttling instead of flying. And you notice across the street, about 20, 30 feet away, you wouldn't recognize them. But Gabe and Luvi and Carmina would. There's sort of this like country bumpkin looking guy with an ice cream cone in one hand, staring at this Escalade, horrified at what is happening. And before you is the open door to La Palabra.
I will fly in with my little antennae waving.
Is there anything in particular that you are looking for, Barry?
Danger. Any person that is lying in wait, as it were.
Okay. Make me one more wits and awareness roll.
That was only 2.
You don't see anybody. It's dark in here. It does kind of look disheveled. Some, chairs are overturned. From your vantage point, you can see the door to Raina's suite where she had all of her fortune telling things. That is ajar as well. The door to the back offices is slightly open. It looks like someone came through here and sort of ransacked.
Are there any lights on?
No.
I'll back into my body.
So to be clear, now there's just a 6-inch cockroach on the floor of La Palabra.
Yep.
Cool. Great.
Yeah. He might make his way back. I don't know.
As you come back into your body, you open your eyes, and the first thing you see is Louviere's mostly nude, gyrating body right in front of you.
If this is going to happen every time I leave my body, I'm not going to help you out anymore.
Just don't. What? Wait, is the bug speaking?
No. It's me.
Oh, okay. That was going to be a problem. Don't. How often are you going to turn into a bug?
It didn't turn into a bug. Did my shape change? Please get that out of my face.
Sorry, look.
You don't want me to touch you.
That's true. Like, the only other place you can get a show like this is Subway. Fine, let me find my clothes.
I used to love Subway.
Did you see anything?
No, nothing dangerous anyway. It looks like the place has been roughed up a little bit. There was a few overturned chairs and something was done in a hurry, but there's no lights on and I couldn't sense anybody in there.
So, should we all go check it out?
I think it's safe.
That seems
from
uncharacteristic.
conventional methods anyway.
Would you say it was out of frustration or searching for something?
Yeah, was somebody like looking for a thing or?
I was a cockroach. My senses are limited.
All right. Okay. We're learning.
Man, bury the bug man.
I don't appreciate your tone, Rose.
Bury the bug man. Is that a better tone?
Let's just
Let's go inside.
Tensions are rising. Let's go.
As you step inside, it is exactly as Bugman described it. There are some overturned chairs. Some of the tables have been scooted a little bit. There's some detritus on the ground, like, feathers and maybe a tarot card here or there. Some things that are sort of scattered around from Raina's room.
Does it look like just Raina's area was hit the hardest, or like how's the rest of the place looking?
Roll me wits and awareness.
Does it smell strange at all in here?
Ooh, that's a good question. Roll me wits and awareness and give yourself a 2-die bonus on it.
5 successes.
5 successes.
Five successes.
Okay.
Teamwork.
Carmina, it looks like it looks like some of the other items here in like sort of the main room of La Palabra have been sort of scooted around and touched, but you don't see like papers from the office scattered around. You don't see like none of the bar glasses have been moved or broken or anything like that. It looks like the focus was upstairs.
Okay.
Louvier, you don't smell anything strange. There's always kind of this strong smell of alcohol in here. Nothing out of the ordinary.
Cool. That's good. Okay, so then there's not like smell of like blood. It doesn't smell like anything. It's like no spilled alcohol as well.
I mean, it smells like spilled alcohol, but that's because you guys spill alcohol. You're a bar on the main stretch in Miami. It just happens.
That's true. You got me there.
Yeah.
Okay. Now I feel good about that. Thank you.
Well, it seems like most of it has been Raina's belongings, so either she's in trouble or she's pissed at me or both.
Why on earth would she be pissed at you? Did this have to do with the body?
Yeah. Yeah, it did. They were off limits, and I didn't realize that that's who it was at the time.
I see.
And I really wasn't given much of a choice, but that doesn't excuse it.
And this person was close to you.
To her.
I can
Body.
see where that would cause issues.
Yeah. I just don't know off the top of my head right now how I could find out if she's safe or not.
I could try something.
Okay.
Do you have anything of hers? Something with her?
Literally everything in this room right here.
Something very specific to her with a good smell on it.
There's a tarot card you said that was left behind.
Mm-hmm.
I pick up the tarot card. This was hers, and she used it a lot.
Storyteller.
Yeah.
I would like to use feral whispers to try and summon a dog.
Okay. Make your feral whispers. I'm not going to let you just call a dog without making dog noises. Come on.
You chose this for yourself.
Louvier, Carmina. Carmina, you just handed Barry a tarot card and he kind of bent down a little bit and started making dog noises.
So it's not just bugs?
I am a man of many talents.
Wow.
It takes like
Fascinating.
a minute and a half.
Yeah, we'll just wait here. Sometimes it takes a while.
Okay.
You hear from outside on the sidewalk the jingle of a dog tag. And then through the slightly ajar door, a chihuahua with a like one of those little fat chihuahuas too, like not an in-shape chihuahua, an old one with like gray around the muzzle, pokes his head in and sort of trots up to you, Barry.
Hello, good evening, good sir. I was wondering if I could have your assistance on something.
It's polite.
Can it actually talk to you? Do you speak dog now?
Yes, I have two-way communication with animals.
Hello, human.
Well, as you can tell, you didn't quite get that right, but close enough.
You smell sick.
Yeah, well, I am.
Do you have treats?
I bet I can find some for you.
What you
be
want?
willing? Well,
I'll do what you want for a treat.
okay, all right. Well, my friends here have seemed to have lost a person. The person smells like this card. Can you tell me if there were other people here or if she kind of left alone?
And this chihuahua has been making like, it's doing the nonstop yap thing where it's just like, beep, beep, this whole time. And then it like stops and sniffs the card and starts sniffing in little circles, just tiny little circles around the floor of La Palabra. And then it turns back to you, Barry, and goes, lots of people here.
Okay, but what's the most recent? What you got in your nose?
2 people.
2 people? One smelled like this card. What the
They
other
both
ones?
smell like death.
Uh,
Kind of like you. You smell like death too. Do I get my
Yeah.
treat now?
Ms. Carmina, would you happen to have anything around here that I could provide to this furry companion for his assistance?
I don't know. There might be some maraschino cherries at the bar and some limes. I don't know. I don't eat what like I don't
Yeah,
have
bar
food.
snacks or something.
like look behind the bar. They're just like, maraschino cherries and some almonds.
I think almonds are bad for dogs. Give me those cherries.
They're probably pretty bad too. I don't know how long they've been sitting here. Like hand them over a little.
They've got like the crystallized sugar on them too.
I'm sure they're fine. Here, go, friend. What was your name?
Mr. Pibbles.
Oh, Mr. Pibbles, thank you so much for your assistance in this matter.
How many
Here's-
cherries do you give Mr. Pibbles?
I give him the whole container of cherries. I set them on the floor.
Spectacular. He is mowing down.
Yeah. Well, it appears that your friend was here with one out of their kindred. It doesn't appear that there was a struggle, so I would assume that they were together.
Okay. Well, that answers that. As long as she's not in trouble.
I can't give you anything more concrete. I apologize.
Well, thank you for that. At least we know like nobody broke in here and not other shit we have to deal with on top of this other everything else tonight.
It's about this time. Giselle, you did follow Taja to the train station. You watched them pick a random train and get on with nothing but their wallet and the cash that you handed them. Do you go back to La
Once
Palabra?
that train leaves, I will start heading back towards La Palabra. Deciding how bad a mood I'm in. I think at one point I just punch the wall. And then I continue on my way.
Roll me, is it strength and brawl?
Okay. Yeah. Two successes.
You hit the sort of like cornerstone on just some building on the way back, and you draw your hand away, and the flesh is just a little bit marred. You've got a couple like scabs that'll probably be there in the morning. The brick that you hit has just like sort of this indentation now, and little pieces of concrete will crumble away when you remove your hand. But
good.
You feel better.
As long as I don't pass a church on my way home, I'm good to go back.
Okay. I think you know how to avoid churches in the area. So if that is something you are trying to do, you have the wherewithal to do so.
It's that sort of being on the fence as I walk home, and at the last minute, I will turn in the direction away from it.
Okay.
And take the other path.
You happen upon La Palabra. The door is slightly open. You can hear voices inside. They sound familiar. It's Carmina, it's Luvi and Barry, your new friend. And as you cross the threshold, you are met face to face with the blood-soaked maw of a chihuahua as it yaps at you while you walk through the door, just incessantly, but red is smeared everywhere.
Barry, do you turn into dogs too?
I don't turn into anyone. Mr. Pibbles here was just an assistant. He was helping us out.
He's yelling, danger, 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 danger in the background while you're talking to Giselle.
Mr. Pibbles, it's okay. This danger is our danger.
Oh, I feel so loved.
He goes back to eating the maraschino cherries.
Why is everything a mess?
It looks like his head is going to get stuck in the jar. I'm just telling you guys. Where'd I freeze?
No, we heard it.
No, we heard it.
I don't know if any of us know what to do about this dog that is going to have a sugar high that we are definitely going to be responsible. I feel bad about
Mr. Pibbles is not your problem.
Not my problem.
People, Mr. Pibbles, I feel concerned about.
It's fair.
He's your touchstone now.
Say that.
Everyone roll me wits and awareness.
Did anyone answer me when I asked why everything was such a mess?
I was about to. I can. Raina came back with a friend and took some belongings and left.
Where did she go?
Sire.
I don't know. We only found out. I mean, we thought somebody ransacked the place, but with Barry's help, we were able to find out that she had actually come in here with someone else.
She's one of the few people who could undo her own sigils.
We've got a 2 from Barry, 4 for Carmina, 5 for Giselle. What did you end up with, Louvier? 2?
2. Yeah.
Giselle.
So we don't. Yes.
Go ahead. No, ask your
Oh,
question.
no. There was more of the conversation. So let's go ahead and resolve this, please. Sorry.
As Carmina is sort of as Carmina is explaining that Reyna has come back, grabbed some belongings, and left, and sort of the reality of that thought settles over the 4 of you.
Well, if only she were someone who's constantly on billboards and is going to be so difficult to find.
You catch a whiff of smoke.
Does anyone else smell that?
What's Mr. Pibbles doing?
He's eating
Unless he's
maraschino
taken up
cherries.
a cigar habit. Where's the smoke coming from?
If you are looking specifically for it with a 5, you think it's coming from the back hallway where the offices are.
I'm going to start heading that way. I'm going to reach over. I'm going to punch the glass for the fire extinguisher.
Yeah, you break it handily. Do you use
With
the same
my
hand
bare-
as you punched before?
Yep.
Awesome. That hand would hurt if you were mortal. Yeah,
Good.
you break the glass handily and you are able to grab the fire extinguisher. You push open the swinging doors that lead back to the offices. Do the rest of you follow?
Oh yeah, I'm running after you.
Barry?
I'm going to make sure Mr. Pibbles is extracted from the jar, and I'm going to tell him to run back where he came from.
Okay. Carmina
Then I'll follow.
Carmina Louvier and Giselle, you round the corner back towards where not only the entrance to sort of that back alley where the dumpsters are, but also the security office where you have those old cameras feeding into a closed security system. And you see that inside of the office, a small fire has been lit underneath some of the old documents that had been framed, most notably the family tree that had Maceo so intrigued when he first awoke. And I think that's a good spot for us to end this evening with an active fire.
I just have more questions.
No. And you know what? Not the first fire either. Great. Cool.
You're
Yeah,
right.
you know,
We started a fire.
We did.
still being investigated too. Weird. Thank you guys so much for joining us. Thank you guys for playing and for being vampires. I'm so excited. We only have 2 more episodes left in this season, so pardon the pun, but things are starting to heat up for the coterie once more. I know, I'm the worst. And we really picked up 2 new coterie mates because Mr. Pibbles is probably going to be a permanent addition to everything that I storytell from now until I die. Real quick, before we sign off for the evening, let's go around and see where we can find folks. Once I unfreeze, there we go. Jen, let's start with you. Where can people find you?
Sure. I am Jen Kretschmer. You can find me on Twitter as @DreamWisp. You can find me streaming on Twitch as DreamWispJen. Mondays, I'm on my channel normally. Tuesdays, I am on Children of Erte on Demiplane. Wednesdays, I am here. Fridays, I am on Radiant Stories over on Be Never Ending. So come hang out while we play Journeys Through the Radiant Citadel with some of the authors. It's really, really fun. And that is those are all very different characters than this one. And yeah, I've got some cool stuff coming up that I will be talking about soon. So
You guys are so exciting with your NDAs. Speaking of NDAs, hey Gabe, what you got going on?
I worked on the Transformers RPG. That's out, and my name is in the credits, and people have seen it, so I can say that.
Nice.
yay.
Too much, man. Too much.
You
I
have
don't
a
know.
Kickstarter coming up, right? You got some
I
cool
do.
stuff happening soon.
Wow.
A game about,
I'm glad you know.
Yeah. Outro
I'm
brain
your
fog is
biggest
so real.
fan,
It's
Gabe.
so
Like,
real.
I have a Kickstarter coming up that is system agnostic about session zeros. The whole point is it's a storytelling system that you can either pull cards or roll on a chart. And the point of it is so that everyone at the table has some snippet and understanding of some other people's backstories. And then it's all stuff for your GM to build off of, so that it's like, I know this much about Giselle and I know this much about Carmina. I don't know the other details, but Gabe, the player, knows to play off of this stuff. So you like, it's a way to basically make it so you can have secretive stuff, but then also discuss it. So no one feels like they're going in completely unaware of what's happening with the other's characters.
mhm.
And the DM always has something to build off of, which is important
Wonderful.
for me because I love playing games and people come with 8 pages or a paragraph.
Y'all, I haven't written a backstory for a character in like years.
Everyone knows who they are right away.
Yeah.
I didn't know that Louvier was going to have a double life until it just happened this season.
It's
Oh yeah, I think Giselle comes in and like looks at Luby being naked and is just like, again.
Helicopter.
oh god. Boy, you know what? Justice, you have to follow that up. So
Me?
yep.
Well, hi everyone. Thank you for having me here. That you know, it was a lot of fun. You can find me on the socials somewhere. Doing stuff. Friday, actually, I've got something coming. Friday on Gehenna Gaming, we are releasing our Vampire Chronicle Bleeding Kansas. And I'm super excited for the world to see it because I play Ventru for the first time. And
Nice.
goddamn, I just got to say. So Friday,
That's some cool
straight to YouTube from Gehenna Gaming.
Neato.
Sweet.
Neato burrito. All right, Nora. Take us out. I know you have a long list. Let's hear
I
it.
always have to write them down. I hate outros. Hello, everyone. I'm Nora Ibrahim. Thanks for watching with us tonight. I've been your hotel girl boss, Ventru, Carmina. You can find me everywhere at Norological. Starting in October on Mondays, season 5 of Into the Mist, our Curse of Strahd campaign is returning to Realmsmith. Wednesdays, I'm here. Thursdays, I'm on D&D's official channel for Black Dice Society. Fridays, I'm at Glass Cannon for Time for Chaos, which is our Masks of Nyarlathotep Call of Cthulhu campaign. We're just wrapping up our 20 episode season 1, and this is a huge campaign, you guys. This is like an epic campaign. Please join us and catch up on YouTube for that. And then I've been nominated for the Gamehers Awards in 2 categories this year, for Cosplayer of the Year and for Creative Streamer of the Year. And you can vote right now at thegamehers.com/vote. Voting ends on the 23rd. Please vote for me, please. Thank you.
Do it. Do it or else. Do it or I'll kill the whole
Oh my
coterie.
God. Oh no, that is a real threat.
Yeah.
That
Do
might
it or the
happen, you
cockroach
guys.
gets it. And I've been your storyteller this evening, Diana D'Amico. I don't really have much going on right now.
You have a thing that's coming up, don't you? You showed off a photo of something. Or not?
Yeah.
Maybe not.
Boy, that's a freeze.
I mean, yeah, but that's not.
Oh,
yeah.
never mind then.
I have dice stuff that's happening next week. I cut out. It's fine. You guys will just have to check my Twitter.
They're
then, I guess.
amazing.
That's
They're
what you'll
so
have to do.
beautiful. Like they're ridiculously gorgeous, and
Y'all are
like
too sweet.
unbelievably beautiful. So
Too sweet.
there's just that.
You're the best. Thank you guys so much for joining us. Come back and sit with us next week while we try and literally put out a fire and then put out a few figural fires, and then I don't know, maybe we'll just leave Miami, go to Tampa or something else like Tallahassee. You guys want to
Orlando?
take the coterie to Tallahassee?
I think we need a group Disney World trip.
Ooh,
I
Disney.
pitched that at first and it did not go over well. The mouse would not approve. But thank you guys so much. Have a wonderful night. We'll see you next week.